Chanda, for introducing me. I think the introduction is already done. Yeah, so firstly, truly honored to be here for the opportunity of coming here, sharing my experience with everyone. And a couple of years back, I was on the other side of the table. So I would really like to, take up any questions, solve any queries or doubts that any of the aspirants might have. In terms of my career, I think you already mentioned that I'm working as a planning manager at LEK Consulting. So I look after the planning, budgeting, forecasting, any long-range planning, any variance analysis under my current profile. And I worked as a finance business partner with Vodafone for the customer operations in a very similar profile. So yeah, that's about my profile. In terms of why CIMA, I think we will go into further details when we have the question answer round. But I think it was a no-brainer for me. So I work with LEK Consulting. I've been here for almost more than 4 years, and it is headquartered in London. The finance headquarters are in London. So for me, CIMA was the most appropriate choice in terms of getting qualified to elevate my career for management roles and for better opportunities. So I think that was one of the major reasons why I took up CIMA. Again, when you do a CGMA, it also comes with it's a combined degree from both AICPA and CIMA, when both are very esteemed global institutions. So that was another major factor that made me choose CIMA, other than the case studies and the holistic approach of having a management strategic and uh, holistic view of the business. So I think once we go forward the question and answers, I can go into further details of on all of these topics. But yes, this is an introduction of myself and what I do.
Thank you. Thank you, Basil. Thank you for sharing that. Let's move forward and have few questions with you and enumerate our audience. So the first question we have for you, Basil, is what made you choose CIMA over other finance qualifications?
Sure. So if I put it this way, so I already had an MBA in finance, which was more of looking after my management side of things, and a couple of accounting bachelors and masters as well, BCom, MCom. So I just wanted to add something more strategic to my educational profile, and I think CIMA was the one that provided me that strategic aspect to my profile. So unlike other accounting degrees, uh, CIMA not only focuses on the accounting side of things, but more on the business management and strategy. The strategic focus of CIMA was something which, like when I spoke to a few people who had already done that, and I found out that no, it's very strategy focused. There is practical learning, a lot of real life scenarios or case studies that we have. I think case studies are the cherry on the top. Uh, Honestly, like when you get a company in a case study and you have to analyze their P&L balance sheet with things like the location, the fictitious location where they are based, the name of the management people, the structure, the organization hierarchy, the competitors. I think it's a great experience to put yourself in that position and in the shoes of a finance manager and think, what you would do when you were put in a certain scenario, how you would react. I think that was one of the major reasons that drew me towards doing a CIMA qualification. And again, for me, working in a UK-based company, CIMA is a very, very like good qualification to have in terms of progressing in my career, getting higher level management opportunities, and so on. So I think that's more or less in a nutshell why I chose CIMA.
Thanks, Basil. Thanks. You very well said that, candidates are put into different situations and they're asked to, give answers and provide solutions based on real life scenarios. I move on to the next question. How did the FLP, Finance Leadership Program structure, which is self-paced, digital, and online, fit into your schedule?
Sure. I think this is a very, very good platform and a structure for working professions. So while I was doing my CGMA, I was also working full time with LEK Consulting. So the flexibility that the FLP program provides is really helpful. It's a tailored approach designed for busy professionals who are doing this alongside their work. And I think the best part is the flexible entry points. As Sugandha, you mentioned earlier, that based on what relevant qualifications you have. Since I already had an MBA, I think I entered at the management level. So the flexibility that we have, the multiple entry structure, and then again remote learning. So everything is on the CGMA dashboard. You can go in there, you can take up the material, you can take up your objective exams. So everything, it's a one-stop solution, one-stop location for everything. The online dashboard. Again, there's a lot of flexibility in the exams. The exams happen every 3 months. So I could take the exams where, when I was prepared rather than rushing into it, or maybe sometimes I was prepared. Normally, exams happen for most of the courses once a year. Like if I was prepared in 6 months, I could just take the exam and move forward. The kind of flexibility the FLP provided was great when you were working alongside doing your course. This really helps. So I think the FLP structure is really designed well for the working professionals.
Thank you. Thanks, Basil, for sharing the insights on FLP structure. I think the FLP fits in the working professional schedules, at this point of time wherein we all have so many professional commitments and have to handle our personal commitments as well. Moving on to the next question. How practical were the case studies and assessments in enhancing your finance skills?
I might sound very biased. At the risk of sounding biased, I think I'm a big fan of the case studies. I think that was the best part of my entire CIMA journey, because normally we are so used to book learning and just learning concepts and going into exams and writing them. That does not really test your business acumen. What CIMA did or what CGMA did to me is at different levels, management level and strategic level, there were different case studies with real life scenarios. I already mentioned that, you have a company, name of the company, what is the location. So I remember from a management case study that I had a toys company. There was a P&L and balance sheet of the company, where it was based, what was the location, what was the political environment, and who were the competitors, how big were the competitors. So that really makes you think from a real life perspective, that what would I do if I was put in this situation, if my company was in this situation? How would I react if the CFO asked me for this information within this much time? Like the case studies really helped me, gather my thoughts, channel them into a real life world. Also, how would I manage my stakeholders? Uh, I think the case study was the best part of the CIMA for me, if I have to summarize my journey. Uh, I think it was great. I think it uh, enhanced my communication skills, my stakeholder management, the way I think about situations. Not just, if for example, there might be 10 different pricing strategies, but what are the ones applicable for me? Am I someone like iPhone who will go with a premium pricing strategy, or someone like a Geo who just wants to enter the market and, penetrate the market at a very low cost? So thinking of what suits you and what suits your company was really something that the case studies and the real life scenarios taught me. So it was a great uh, part of the module, I would say.
Thanks, Basil. Insightful it was. Moving on to the next question. Were you able to apply what you learned in your job while pursuing FLP?
Yeah, so I just mentioned about the real life case studies and role playing and all. So that is hands-on learning that you can really apply in your real world scenarios. Sometimes also a part of CIMA focus on stakeholder management. So I think identifying your key stakeholders, prioritizing them and managing them is a major aspect of any corporate, when you're working in a corporate. Like how do you, so if I'm passing on information to a subordinate, to a manager, or to a CFO, the mode of communication, the way I communicate the information and channel the communication would differ. So what CIMA taught me was how to manage my stakeholders efficiently, strategic thinking to approach any a problem with a holistic approach. Think about apply things like what is the pestle analysis, like what is the environment, what goes well in this situation, and kind of think about the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats of anything at a given point in time. Think of everything from a project management perspective. Then again, ethics is another very important part, an important thing that I learned from CIMA, because a lot of times you are in a position where you have to make really tough decisions and stick to the ethics. So I think that is again something we all know that the back of our mind, but CIMA calls it out very upfront, and that is something we all have to adhere in our careers in the corporates. So that was again another thing. And uh, in terms of anything else, I think real life scenarios I already mentioned about. Uh, yeah, I think the strategic aspect of it, how to look at things from a strategic angle, how to analyze them. So I'm using a lot of things that I learned from CIMA in my current day-to-day job.
Great, great. Good to hear that, Basil. Moving on to the last question. How has completing FLP and earning CGMA status impacted your career progression?
Sure. Like I mentioned at the beginning, like, when I was introducing myself, so working for a UK-based company for me, I think this was a very straightforward thing. I had to tick the box to get a managerial role. So again, I think CMAS or CGMA degree really helps you elevate your career. I got a promotion the moment I completed my exam, and in terms of the return on investment, the money that you put and the returns that you get, the ratio is also very, very good. So I think being qualified does help in progressing your career for management and strategic level roles, moving from accounting, like a financial accountant, to a management and a strategic accountant. So CIMA has helped me progress in my career in terms of getting to a higher management role. So yeah, it has helped me, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you,